A show based on the facts, honesty, the man, the myth, the legend, Constitutionalist Joseph M. Leonard.
Welcome to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast, aka CTP. I am your host, Joseph M. Leonard, and that's Leonard. CTP is your no muss, no fuss, just me, you, and occasional guest type podcast. Really appreciate you tuning in. As Graham Norton would say, let's get on with the show! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturday, Generally a Monologue, Season 2, Episode 104, airing July 14th of 2025. I am breaking from normal Saturday monologue and going to be re-airing the LifeWalk 2024 discussion because next week, the 21st of June, 2025 is the LifeWalk 2025 in our Southeast Michigan area, Upper Downriver Michigan Right to Life that I work with, udmi-rtl.org/news. Again, that's UDMI, short for Upper Downriver Michigan, udmi-rtl.org/news. You could find the details on the LifeWalk in the news page there, as well as the May 17th Intro to Pro-Life Culture videos page that's been put up. And I would suggest going there and looking at on the May 17th event. I was a speaker and I spoke regarding the LifeWalk, so I urge you to go there. You know what? I had the episode already that aired a while ago about recapping the May 17th event, and I aired a few of the speakers. So I'm debating now. I'm not sure when it comes time to editing this together, I'll decide whether I'm going to indeed grab my video and include it. You know what? I will. I think I will. At the risk of ballooning this episode a little, I'll have to be careful. But I will put in my speech, my talk portion of the May 17th Intro to Pro-Life Culture event where I spoke on the LifeWalk. I just wanted to say there's not going to be a behind-the-scenes video, so you won't be able to see. I'm doing this on the fly, thinking as I go. So there isn't going to be a whole behind-the-scenes video of this whole episode, but I think I'll put the behind-the-scenes video of this intro segment. I won't show the whole video of the LifeWalk 2024 discussion that I had with Deborah Bloomfield, Ed Kroll, and Al Lemo. I'll leave that out. And also, again, I won't repeat the May 17th Intro to Pro-Life Culture segment that I did. I think I was segment 5. I don't remember offhand. But again, you could go to udmi-rtl.org/news. You'll be able to then see the videos page, all the videos, and see my video. So I'll put up behind the scenes just this opening segment so I can show you. Indeed, I'm wearing the commemorative shirt for the LifeWalk, which says, "Let their heart beat, every life matters." And on the back, there's Oh, hopefully you could see this for Upper Downriver Right to Life. Oh, I didn't expect to do that because I wasn't planning on having a behind-the-scenes video. At any rate, also at the LifeWalk on June 21st, if you're registered, there will be a commemorative passport, which we will hand out. And as you go on the walk at each stop, the passport will get a stamp to let you know you went through all the steps and got the stamps, and you can keep the passport, keep the shirt. We will be having a raffle. Oh, the tickets are yellow, so they're not showing very well. Let me grab a tissue. There we go. So that there's a white background and maybe you could see that. So there will be a raffle. We'll raffle off a few items. No entry fee in the raffle. We don't have a lottery license, so we can't charge for the raffle tickets. Those who participate in the Life Walk and or the picnic that follows the Life Walk on the 21st after the walk completes a potluck. If you're in Southeast Michigan, feel free to come to Bishop Park Saturday morning around 9 a.m. Bishop Park at the log cabin structure there. If you don't want to walk, that's fine. Just bring a dish to pass for the potluck, or a dessert to pass for the potluck, and just hang out. Enter the raffle, win a prize. But at any rate, I didn't want to have this intro go very long beyond that. So without further ado, again, if you're looking behind the scenes video, you'll only see this intro, but what follows now on the audio platforms indeed will be LifeWalk 2024 discussion, which still very much applies to this year's event. And also I will tack on my speech from May 17th, which again, you can see at udmi-rtl.org/news and get the page. Okay, thank you all. Take care. God bless. Hope to see you at the Life Walk. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this special to promote the Life Walk Downriver Detroit, for those of you listening outside Michigan or even overseas. Appreciate you all tuning in. I've talked with those in Canada, of course. They have Right to Life outlets there. I don't know offhand, though, if they do a Life Walk, but at any rate, that Debbie, me, wave Debbie. Ed Kroll is next to Debbie Bloomfield, and Al Lemo is also here. Not Lemo. And we're going to talk about the Life Walk Downriver. Again, that's a southern suburb. It's the Upper Downriver Michigan Right to Life organization. There is a southern downriver, both for all the suburbs south of Detroit, and the Life Walk is coming June the 22nd. And rather than me blab, why don't I turn it over to you, Debbie? Okay, you're showing the flyer. That's for those looking on the BitChute, Brighteon, Rumble, or YouTube behind the scenes. You can see her holding up the flyer there. And looks like Debbie's husband is peeking in.
Oh, dear.
So, Debbie,
I'll just check on it then. I don't think it was ready. Sorry, I've got dinner in the oven.
Well, that's great. You know, hey, just goes to show this is a normal people talking kind of show, right? We're not buried in professional studios here. Debbie, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit, what number Life Walk? Do you even know this is? How many anniversary?
I've been doing the Life Walk myself personally, probably 33 years. But it started before that. with Betty Pivovar in probably the 1980s as a fundraiser. It started out as a bike and hike, and it's a fundraiser. We ask people to pledge for us, and they can support us because the money that we raise will be helping to promote the life issues from conception to natural death in our whole area, as you say, southern Downriver, but also Detroit or south of Detroit. And our influence extends beyond because we do a newsletter and things. And so it helps to pay for our newsletter, helps to buy billboards. It helps to send information to schools. We sponsor a pro-life oratory contest for high school students, and it helps to sponsor that with prizes. We just had a contest this last month, and we had some great participants in the contest. You can, I don't know if there's enough light on that to see.
Yeah, well, of course, people could go to tinyurl.com/UDMI-RTL altogether, UDMI-RTL. That's the shortcut to the Upper Downriver Michigan Right to Life website that I'm webmaster for. A copy of that newsletter you can find under news and indeed see pictures from the oratory contest under the news tab, oratory contest results. So this has been going since the 80s, you said then.
Right. It's all we're a part of Right to Life of Michigan. And Right to Life of Michigan, we also support them. Well, we have a monthly rent that we pay, and that's so that we can keep the office going. We work with the legislative lobbyist for Right to Life of Michigan that work with the legislature, and we help to support that because we understand that the law helps people for people who have no faith basis for morality. The law sort of dictates the community morality. That's why we don't have, why murder is illegal, why we have to drive on the right-hand side of the road. All of these things are to make life in the community function more, or in a more orderly fashion. But of course, people do break laws, but we want the laws to reflect real morality, which is the natural law, which is God's given law, that life is sacred from the moment of conception until natural death. And even after death, how we care for the human body is reflects that respect that we have for each person, as the humanity is the apex of creation. We have
of course.
Pardon?
On this day, of course, as we accept as God-given creature on this planet, although I have said on this program many times, the ultimate right wing is anarchy. We don't out for themselves new laws that can't work as a society, but we also oppose left-wing communism, fascism, socialism, which is top-down federal tyranny overall. And then, of course, like on the planet, I'm not advocating that there is alien life or not, but I'm just saying Genesis does not say, and God created life on earth, and only on earth life created. It doesn't say that. It doesn't preclude life creation on other planets.
Well, I'm going to chime out altogether in just a couple minutes here. I recommend, though, if you want to have a very logical and I guess you'd call it almost professorial discourse on morality and law and where it all comes from. I happened to be browsing through Prager University on the internet here last couple nights. He is just excellent. He goes through each of the 10 Commandments in an unbelievably impressive way, and what their meaning is, and the original meaning, and what got lost in translation, and how to look at it, and how it applies across the board in every society. And it's well worth your time as far as describing the contributions from the ancient Hebrews and the people who put down the inspired Word of God in the Bible, and how that kind of got together with the more secular philosophers from Athens, and how all that came together and established the Western tradition. At any rate, he's got an unbelievable collection of stuff there. I can't believe what this guy's done. But anyway, well worth it. Highly recommend it. You might even put it in your newsletter there, Debbie. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night here. I've got some other things I got to take care of after a little bit of a break.
All right. Well, thanks for joining briefly, Al.
All right. Thanks for getting us together, Joe.
Appreciate that. And yeah, Prager, you great. But to what Al, you were saying too, Penn of Penn and Teller, professed atheist, is not a hate religion type atheist like most atheists are. He agrees that, you don't have to have faith in religion for morality, but it helps. And Penn does not, but Penn does not object as a non-believer to our Judeo-Christian ethos foundations, and most of our laws being based on biblical. The way he sees it, it's just positive members of society. He can't steal from you, and you can't steal from him. That to him is just good societal norms.
Well, Debbie mentioned natural law earlier. I think that's where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Anyway, good night, folks.
Also, let me conclude my thought on Penn. Also, obviously, murder. You have no right to take his life, nor him yours. And our whole point here, no right to take a life in the womb. It is not reproductive health. Reproduction has already occurred. Your contraceptive rights exist before the reproduction occurs. That is health care. Once the child is gestating in the womb, it has its own DNA, its own blood type, its own organs. It is not of the mother, it is in the mother's womb. Having been conceived, fertilized egg from the sperm, that is a new and separate life, right? The my body, my choice dodge is ridiculous. It's your body when it's your kidney. Do what you want with it. Your liver, do what you want with it. You need a heart transplant? Sure. That's part of your body, your choice. Vaccinations, though, however, the left, it isn't your body, your choice then when they want to force a jab on you. But that's off the topic. Anyway, let's bring Ed in here. What would you like to say about the LifeWalk, Ed, get us back on track, Ed? I went down another dumb rabbit hole.
Oh, well, LifeWalk's a great idea. We get together, we have a potluck afterwards. And I think the message we try to bring to people is that it's all right to be pro-life. If they listen to most of the popular legacy stations, they get the wrong message. They may feel that it's right to be pro-life, but gee, nobody else is. Come to the LifeWalk, talk, listen with us, people like you who believe in the right to life.
Very, very well stated, Ed. I'm glad you said it that way, in that manner. And I've got a show that just dropped a little while ago. Let the left keep pushing. A generational shift is occurring. And Debbie, you mentioned the oratory contest. That is a perfect example of how our younger generations are moving to the right, are moving towards life, moving towards freedom, as opposed to communistic. You mentioned morals of like the community. Community standards are different than communist dictates.
Right. They're
right?
searching for the truth, and we need to encourage them to search for the truth.
Yeah, and our youth are doing that. They're moving away from the indoctrination they're getting in the schools, and the oratory contest shows that many of them are becoming life. Because again, like Hillary Clinton bastardized the "it takes a village." It takes a village is a community standard, a biblical standard, in the sense that, if I have a child, which I never did, but, to babysit that child, I might need Debbie, or I might need Ed, or I might need the neighbor's kid, right, to give me a break, or if I've got something to do or go, or you may need a daycare center if both parents work. So community, and it takes a village in that sense, is way different than the Hitlery, as I call her. It takes the state to raise a child. She wants your children to be wards of the state, whereas we as life members defend parental rights. So I've opened up that rabbit hole. Why don't we go down that? Parental rights.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is a myth that terrorism stopped during COVID. Unfortunately, mainstream media opted to prioritize pandemic hysteria over promoting all news. Terrorism continues. Simply hoping that it doesn't affect you is not a strategy. The new book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, featured on The Author Show, is now available in paperback from bookstores, online, or as an ebook exclusively through Amazon Kindle. Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, by Joseph M. Leonard. Order today.
Well, absolutely. Parents are the primary educators of their children. They are the first teachers of their children. And parents have the responsibility to, and the desire to share their values, their ideas with their children, to pass them on. Children are our legacy. And I'm a proud grandmother, and watching my grown children now as they raise their children and see those values being expanded and shared, and with the love of God, the love of caring for one another, following the golden rule. So we invite families to participate in the Life Walk. It's in Wyandotte on Saturday morning, June 22nd. So Wyandotte, Michigan, if you're anywhere near Southeast Michigan, you can come and join us. We'll be at Bishop Park at 10 o'clock. Bishop Park is lovely park right on the Detroit River. And there is a shelter there. We'll be under the shelter. And you can bring your potluck picnic food. And we'll go on the walk from 10:30 till 11:30. And then everybody, even those that cannot come on the walk, older people, those that are unable to do the walk will be able to join us for the picnic and the fellowship. So it's a family event. We want lots of families to come. We'll have balloons and t-shirts, and we walk through parts of the city to highlight some of the life-affirming organizations. Wyandotte Hospital has a memorial garden, and we'll stop there. And then we'll go on St. Patrick's and St. Joseph's Church. We're in touch with a couple of other churches waiting to get formal approval. We'll be going by them anyway. But we want them to participate. We want the members from various churches, various denominations to join us. We expect the Lutherans and hopefully the Methodists will join us this year. And we're inviting people from Bishop Co-op, the senior citizen residency, to come to the picnic. And it'll be fun for everyone of all ages.
At any rate, the listeners at home will get that. It's a verbal tick I've developed, and now I have it as an ongoing running joke. A lot of, as a podcaster, you got to avoid the ahs and the ums, pauses, and the dead air. But I started saying, at any rate, as a segue. So now I do it as a joke to laugh at myself, poke fun at how stupid I can be. At any rate, that's the segue. So, indeed, at any rate, to go back, Ed mentioned the potluck, but before I go back to the potluck with Ed, there's a raffle, right? Because I remember I brought raffle tickets to the last UDMIRTL meeting so that we could raffle off what?
We have a blanket with an image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, but it's one of the I don't know where it is around the corner, but it's
so the blanket
right. So the blanket, it's those fuzzy kind fleece, yeah, and it's nice and big and beautiful. Can you find the up there, Ed?
No, I don't see it.
All the way on the left front corner of the bookcase.
Well, we're not live, but we are Memorex, and you're getting it like I always joke about my show. Raw and unfiltered, blemishes and all. This isn't going to be cut out. This is all going to stay in.
Well, I forgot about the raffle until you mentioned it, so I'm glad we offering a prize of I think $100 to the person who brings in the most pledges. Or a team. And we have for $50. There we go. We have it. Thank you. Can you see Our Lady of Guadalupe?
Yeah, that's
so
mostly in focus.
Maybe if I hold it back a little bit, the image, or maybe if I hold it so that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think they've got a good idea of it now, even though it isn't perfectly in focus.
This image came in. Our Lady appeared in 1531 in Mexico to Juan Diego, just native Mexican. This image, he was going to on his way to church. He was a Christian convert, had the Franciscan missionaries that were there in Mexico that came with the conquistadors. Were sharing the truth of the Catholic faith with the native people, and he was on his way to church. And here's this beautiful young woman in December, and she asked him to have a chapel built there, to go and tell the bishop she would like a chapel. Well, he went to the bishop, and they wouldn't even give him an audience with the bishop in Mexico City, and so he went back, and then he saw her again on the way back, and she still wanted it. So the next day, then, the bishop wanted proof. He wanted proof. He says, "Bring me roses," and because roses were from Spain, where he was from, and so she told Juan Diego, go pick the roses up there, bring them. He put them in his cape. Called a tilma, that was made out of cactus cloth from the cactus fibers. And so he spun it around forward, so he had like an apron, and she arranged the roses into the cape or his tilma. And then he went back to see the bishop, and the people attending the bishop wanted, what's in there? No, he wouldn't show. I can only do this for the bishop. When he got to the bishop, he opened up his tilma, and the image of the lady who had arranged the flowers was imprinted on the tilma. It is still there. It is on exhibit in Mexico City almost 500 years ago, and it hasn't even disintegrated. And it's truly miraculous. And but she is pregnant there. So when the native people saw this image, they knew that she was worshiping God. Her hands are in prayer, and she has a little tiny cross on a brooch on her neck. So they knew that she was not the God. They were familiar with lots of gods and stuff, but that she was praying to a more powerful God. And so
the monotheistic God.
9 million people were converted and became Catholic, were baptized soon after that. And it stopped the sacrifice of infants to the pagan gods and helped to bring that respect for all life. And so she is our patroness of pro-life work.
Amen. As Jesus came to fulfill the Jewish scriptures and became the final blood sacrifice, which is why we also don't sacrifice animals like we used to in the Old Testament. That he didn't come to supplant or replace the Old Testament. He came to fulfill it, though that aspect of it was indeed replaced because, again, he became the final blood sacrifice. But Ed, back to the potluck, because indeed I have a heart valve issue, so I won't be participating in the life walk either myself. So anyone else in Right to Life in other states or any other nation, whatever, if you're considering doing a life walk, I highly recommend to do like we do here in the Upper Downriver Michigan Right to Life walk, have a potluck somewhere afterward so that people like me who can't actually walk can still come and participate afterward. And as Ed say, gather with like-minded people. See, you are not alone. Despite the media, the ENA media, the leftist media, the pro-baby murder media, wanting you to think you're such a small minority, we're not. We are, again, the silent majority, and that's part of what this show is about. Getting people off their butts and not being the silent majority anymore, being a vocal majority like the potluck again. Go ahead and tell us a bit more about that again.
I'm going to bring a boiled wheat salad. Hopefully.
Oh, God, is that something healthy? I don't want something healthy as.
Well, when you taste
Pretty sweet.
when you taste it, you will see the boiled wheat is the least part of it. Yeah, it's
marshmallows in it?
No, Cool Whip.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Cool Whip and condensed milk and
You have some
pineapples,
pineapple.
and then boiled wheat, which is the smallest part, but it gives it that crunch. So
Okay. Oh, pineapple and that's fine. Don't try putting it on a pizza you're trying to get me to eat.
Oh, no, it's more, no.
I think I'll probably bring a taco salad.
Had it last week. My sister makes taco salads, are very good. They hold up really well because we don't know how warm or cool it will be. June, it is Michigan we're talking about here. It could be snowing in June. I'm just kidding, of course. I actually looked that up a couple weeks ago because we always joke, hey, it's Michigan. Don't like the weather? Wait 10 minutes, it'll change, right? But I looked it up. Mid-May, supposedly for Southeast Michigan, is the latest it snowed. So today we're recording on May the 29th, some behind the scenes there. This will air pretty soon because, again, the Life Walk, June 22nd. I want this to air, obviously, as far in advance as possible to get the word out. The whole point of having this CTP special. But yeah, mid-May is the latest on record since we more or less paid attention that it snowed. So, well, 60s, 70s, 80s, it could be the 90s out. Who knows? We won't know till we get there, right?
Right. And if people would like to support us, I was in the process and I got distracted with my garden a couple of days ago of coming up with a link so that people could make donations online, even if they cannot come and join us in person. And when they do that, then we will add their email to our distribution list when we do our newsletter. And or I don't know if they can contact you through your constitutionalist politics.
Well, they can of course go to the website again, tinyurl.com/UDMI-RTL. There is a donate button there. I don't remember exactly how I set it up that they would donate. There is, of course, the membership form on there. Also, if they want to print that out, send in a donation for the membership, which we will then add you to the newsletter and that. But once you have that link, please get it together soon, Debbie. I will, of course, include that in the show notes, which will be in the transcript of the show at Buzzsprout. Please.
We appreciate your help. We really do appreciate your help. You're terrific.
Well, I've said to many people, I'm older, slower. My health just allow me to do what I could do before. I've had to retreat behind the keyboard. So since I've got the show now, obviously I can make use of it to promote the LifeWalk, right?
Well, thank you. That's wonderful. We appreciate it. And again, like I say, it will support our efforts in Southeast Michigan and in the whole state. And especially during this election year, it will be important that we promote and help to encourage our elected representatives to support parents. I mean, parents want the rights of being involved with the decisions of their daughters, and especially parental consent if an abortion is requested. And so many times with the pregnancy resource centers, it's a matter of needing some sort of solution for some other problem. Two wrongs don't make a right, and we want to help these moms to be.
I'm so glad you mentioned the crisis pregnancy centers. We have Lincoln Park Crisis Pregnancy Center.
It's now called a resource center.
Oh,
they don't call it crisis pregnancy anymore because it's even from families, married husbands and wives are part of. They come when they need help. And certainly depending on job situations or whatever the family situation is, that the resource centers want to help support families and support moms.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you've given me that correction to your new rebranding.
New terminology, right.
Yeah, but I almost forgot. I wanted to mention, shout out to Wham Radio, especially Phil Stargill of the Abolitionist Roundtable, Saturdays, 9 a.m., and Pastor Richard Clark Dietering, who used to have Moment of Clarity, 1 o'clock on Saturdays. You could go to whamradio.com, listen live. Their Saturday shows are mostly live, unlike most other stations that play re-recordings of previously run shows. But I'm giving them a shout out because when I was a member of the Wayne 12 Congressional District Republican Committee, in conjunction with and help shout out to Pastor Jeff Jones of God's Family Room and Dr. Richard Ziley, pastor at or minister. I'm not sure is correct technical pastor term at the St. John's Lutheran, also in Taylor, just to have a pro-life event to support the Park Crisis Pregnancy Center. Now it's called Resource Center. Can you hear me, Debbie?
It cut out. We couldn't hear.
Okay,
I hope it's all recorded, though. I hope it's all recorded properly.
Yeah, sometimes things happen during the record, but usually the recording does get it all. But again, the Wayne 12th, we did with God's Family Room mostly 3 different events over 3 years to raise funds for the LPCPC, as it was called at the time. As you said, now they're now the LP Resource Center. but to get diapers and formula and things. Because again, we're about life, and the left tries to say that we abandon people once the baby pops out. Couldn't be further from the truth.
Well,
And
yeah, I was a part of just a week ago, the Motor City baby shower, and that was in Detroit, and 70 mothers and a lot of families, a few fathers were there. It was a lovely, lovely event. They had car seats, pack and plays, bedding, diapers, formula, information about natural family planning, information even about banking, and preschool information, lots of information, 20 booths. And I was just one of the 20. And the moms, then they did some drawings and gave away lots and lots of resources, beautiful new things, and a great help to these families.
And again, you could go to tinyurl.com/UDMI-RTL, and under news, you could see what Debbie was talking about. We have that on our website, pictures from that event. And I almost forgot. Let me finish. Now, the Wham I'm shouting out to because Pastor Rick and Phil were kind enough to do a remote broadcast from God's family room over the Wham airwaves when Pastor Rick had his Moment of Clarity show at 1 o'clock, which helped promote life and promote the resource centers and that. So with all that, let me turn it over to Ed for any final thoughts, and then we'll, you're shaking your head no. For the benefit of the transcript, Ed shaking his head no. No, don't come to me. But I'm coming to you again anyway, Ed.
Okay.
Ed, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, we invited people from the co-op because we're for all life, from conception till natural death. And if we look to our north, we can see things that may be coming here. In Canada, you may ask for a medical procedure to ease your pain or save your life, and instead they offer you assisted suicide, much cheaper. $20 to kill you, maybe $20,000 to ease your pain, keep you alive. We're for all life, from conception till natural death. So that's why we invited the people from the co-op, just kitty corner from the park, to come to our life walk.
June the 22nd. Please contact any local Right to Life agency near you. Ask if they have a life walk. Ours is June the 22nd. Again, Wyandotte, Michigan, right? How does the hand thing work, right? Southeast Michigan, Detroit, right there. There's the UP.
I can give you an easier website to remember. RTL, righttolife.org, and you can always look up or downriver in the affiliates. So, and that'll lead us to the website that with all the letters that you're giving me.
Yeah, RTL.org. Yeah, our tinyurl.com/UD for Upper Downriver, MI for Michigan, obviously, -RTL for Right to Life is as good a shortcut as I could create, because our real website name through Wix, we have our system for free. It's a big long. At any rate, thank you all for tuning in. Hope everybody made it to the end, of course. Thank you, Debbie Bloomfield. You're what, president or chair of?
Ed is president of Upper Downriver Right to Life. I'm vice president.
Okay, I got them backwards. So thank you both for joining, and a thank you to Al, who chimed in for at least a little bit. Anyone lending their voice to this, I certainly appreciate it. Please mark your calendar, June 22nd. Again, contact any Right to Life in your area, regardless of a state or Providence in Canada, I know they're there. If you have them in your areas in England and France and Spain, I've got listeners all over. Check with them. If they don't have a life walk, have them check out our website, get our flyer, reach out to wine.rlm@gmail.com, right? Wyan. That's WYANDOTTERLM@gmail.com. Of course, I will include that in the show notes in the transcript at Buzzsprout for everybody to see. Reach out. Maybe we can help you to start a life walk where you are, no matter what country you're in. We need to stand for life now more than ever. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care and God bless.
Next, we are, what's next? Oh, Joe Leonard. He's ready, okay.
Yeah, I know we're running behind, so I figured I'd run up here, right? And like the pastor, I like to make people laugh too, so I know we're talking about serious stuff today, but I'm going to be a little more lighthearted because we all need to still maintain a sense of humor about things, right? At first I want, hello Facebook Live crowd, thank you for tuning in even though you couldn't make it. And first, like I said, I want to lighten the right. Look at this perfect example of the male human species. Do I have a tail? Anybody see it, right? I don't have a tail, but I don't let that stop me from talking about animal cruelty, right? Abuse of animals. And thankfully, over the last few months, we've shut down labs that were torturing animals. But I say that kind of, thank you. I say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek and joking to make the point, men are affected by abortion too. Us would-be fathers. So I'm not going to let somebody tell me I don't have a voice just because I'm a man. Do not let them shut you up. You, as a would-be father, have every right to speak your mind about it. But I'm here to talk about the life walk. And, you know, not just my perfect articulation of the language, my almost Shakespearean-like ability to flow prose, but again, this great male species specimen, thank you, to demonstrate the shirt for the Upper Downriver Right to Life Walk in your packet. You can find the registration form. Included in the registration is this shirt which says, "Let their heart beat, every life matters," right? And on the back, promotion for Upper Downriver Right to Life. Also at the Life Walk, moving things along because I know we're going to be short on time here, I'm holding up a mock passport. You will get one of these at the Life Walk. So as you go around the walk, there will be stops that will stamp your passport. So you'll have this as a collector piece also to demonstrate you're standing for life. Not only standing, you're walking for life. The walk journey from beginning to natural death, we are marching for. You were all given a raffle ticket today. We're going to raffle off a copy of my Terror Strikes book, which is not about death, it's about life and living. A copy of Bruce's book. He agreed to allow us to raffle off a set of my Constitutionalist politics books. Did we get anything else that we're giving, raffling off? At any rate, you do need to be present. Thank you all. You still are present. I appreciate that. Usually people walk out when I come up, but yeah. And on your table, there's these little flyer thingies that have our website on the bottom, because I don't expect you to remember it. But you can go to the website if you want to pay by credit card for the Life Walk. Under the events page, there's access to the Life Walk information. which can take you to the Better World site to register via credit card. So I just wanted to make sure you all had that information available to take home again, so you wouldn't forget. So I'll leave you just with one joke, because I mentioned Shakespeare and joking, right? To be or not to be, 'tis truly the question. Because if it's to be, you know this one, I've told you before, I got bingo! Right? To be, get it? At any rate, good thing this is not a comedy club, because you don't want to sit at the front table, you'll be picked on, like I'm doing to you right now. Thank you all. Take care. God bless.
We'll have Joe back to do the raffle at the end.
Thank you for having tuned in for Constitutionalist Politics Show. If you haven't already, please check out my primary internationally available book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you. Available anywhere books are sold. If you have locally run bookstores still near you, they can order it for you. And let me remind, over time, the fancy high production items will come. But for now, for starters, it's just you as a very appreciated listener by me. All substance, no fluff, just straight to key discussion points. A show that looks at a variety of topics, mostly politics, through a Christian U.S. constitutionalist lens. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. God bless. Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.
Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 FM is your conservative flamethrower. Weekdays, Steve Gruber starts things off at 6 a.m. Gruber gives his perspective on the issues of the day. At 9 a.m., Glenn Beck blazes the airwaves with his nationally syndicated program. From noon to 3, it's Dennis Prager. At 3 o'clock, it's Wham's own Thayrone X. On the Edge, Thayrone tells it exactly as he sees it. At 6, it's The Dana Show, your conservative alternative. At 8, don't miss Joe Pags. Weekends are filled with conservative talk as well. Fingers Malloy, Thomas LeDuc, The Abolitionists Roundtable, A Moment of Clarity with Pastor Rick, Your American Heritage with Ed Bondarenka, Dave Janda's Operation Freedom, and Dick Kupke's Trigger Talk. You can even get links to Wham podcasts from Dave, Dick, and of course Thayrone, all from their pages on our website, whamradio.com. Keep it locked on Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 FM in southeastern Michigan, and whamradio.com anywhere in the world.